guys are doing? Good, good. This one's a bit different than usual, as you can tell by this layout. For reference, this is a keyboard, or like a piano seat. So, but I think it makes pretty good sounds, you know. But today's episode is special because I got something special that I've kind of started getting into as a hobby for the past maybe 2 weeks. I started getting into learning about it, and I finally got everything that I need, and I finished. You'll understand. It makes sense. Oh well, you saw the title, so you know that we're talking about keyboards today. Keyboards. I've always been kind of into keyboards because I've always been at excuse me. I play games a lot, and then more recently with doing this stuff and the stuff on the second channel, I've been using my keyboard a lot more for just actual productive stuff. Speaking of, if you are watching this right now, today, my new second channel video just came out. It's me and my friends played Roblox, and it's a really good time. It's 20 minutes. It's twice as long as the last one, and it's edited just the same. So it was a lot of work, but I'm super excited for it. I hope you guys like it, and I hope you guys watch it because I don't know. I would love to start getting the same sort of traction on that channel as I do here. And so you guys helped that out a bunch already. The last video has 250 views already in the 2 months, and that's kind of unheard of for a first video for a brand new channel. So, man, my throat kind of hurts because I haven't whispered in a long time since the Minecraft days, honestly. So, let's get to it, and I'll grab my little timeline. I have 3 keyboards, and I have a timeline of my oldest, the one I used up until yesterday, and my new one. And so I'll show off each of them and the pros and cons and stuff like that. Alright. Okay, for my first keyboard, excuse the dust, but this is a Redimp keyboard. I'm not sure what if the brand is still even around, or it was a cheap brand when I got it, so I'm not sure, you know. But I got this in 2019 when I was playing Fortnite a lot, which is kind of funny, but yeah, so I was doing that, and that's why I got this keyboard to play it. You can see it's pretty worn. All the numbers and letters are pretty worn out, but it did its job. I remember the only gripe I really had with it was the enter key is a different layout than I'm used to, and I don't like it, and I still don't really like it. But other than that, this was the other big thing with this keyboard is that it's a membrane keyboard, which means that the switches inside, which I'll show you later also, have a rubberized dome that you collapse the dome every time you press the key down, and it makes it kind of squishy and not uniform across the whole keyboard. But they're cheap, and this is all that 14-year-old me could afford. So I got this one. Here's the typing. So, as I said, not great. I remember the space bar is very loud, so I'm not just as it did its time. I still keep it. I don't know why, but as you can see, it's got dust on it. It hasn't been used in a very long time. So, other than that, we'll move on to the next one. So this next one is my first mechanical keyboard. Excuse the dirt and dust and all that crap too, because this one I've had for 4 years. It needs a bath, but I bought a new one, so it doesn't really need a bath anymore. But this one is a mechanical keyboard. It's a HyperX, as you can see right here. HyperX. I'm not sure you can see it, but it's a HyperX Alloy Origins Core Pro, something like that. I think it's all those words, in some combination. But it was like $90 when I got it. These keycaps I bought separately. It's actually 2 sets of different keycaps that I put together. These ones are the ones with the waves, and this kind of aqua blue are one set of keycaps, and then these ones for all the F keys and the numbers and letters is a different set of keycaps. I just mixed it because I thought it looked sort of good, sort of nice. But as you can see, it's got its fair share of dust and dirt and grime and all that crap. But it was a good keyboard. It lasted me a long time. I never had a problem with it. I never had a single problem. It's made of aluminum. And sorry if you heard that. Our dogs are being crazy. It's made of aluminum, and at one point, I don't know if you can see it, I opened it up and it never fully closed again. There's kind of a gap there, you can see. I opened it up to do something called a tape mod, which is where I used masking tape on the board of the keyboard, like the actual mechanical, or not mechanical, the actual electrical part of the board, and it makes it quieter, and it worked. But so this one is a red switch, Cherry MX Reds. Back when I bought this, there was a lot less crazy keycaps, or keys, and now it just exploded so much that there's like so many options. You kind of get analysis paralysis when you're shopping. But I prefer linear switches, which is what these are, which is the red ones. That means it doesn't click and there's no bump. So as well as a tape mod, I also put something called O-rings on this keyboard. I'm going to take one of the keycaps off to show you. So O-rings, I'm not sure you can see, are little clear plastic rings that they use for like hydraulics or something. I'm not sure what they use them for, but people put them on their keyboards to make it quieter. The problem with them is it makes it mushier, which kind of makes your keyboard back into almost a membrane keyboard again. But this keyboard is very loud, and I needed to do that, especially with how late I was staying up, way later than I should have for being in high school. And so I tried to make it quieter, and it worked somewhat. But other than that, this is what it sounds like. Not bad, not terrible, not great. It's an old keyboard, so don't expect much. But this one is very solid. If you, I don't know if they still make them, but it's a pretty good keyboard. The one issue is the key can't change the keys. You can't change it from the Cherry MX Reds in here to any other switch you want. It is always going to be this unless you go and desolder it, and that's a whole mess. So it's not very easy to change, and so I never changed them. Okay, next one. Okay, so before we get to the final keyboard, my new one, which is awesome, so I'm really excited to show you guys. I'm going to explain a little bit of the keyboard and how they work, the individual pieces and parts. So what I have right here is a switch. These are the actual switches, the things that get pushed down, pushed in when you push your keyboard in, when you press any of the keys. You push that in. But so there's like probably 60 to 100 of these things in every keyboard, and they're very technical. They all need to be looped inside and made properly so they feel good and they work. Back here we have the pins that actually connect into the keyboard. So this one is hot swappable, so you can put this into any keyboard that allows it to. So, sorry, there's a hair. So yeah, this one is oh god, I don't remember what the name of this one specifically is, but this one came on the keyboard I'm about to show you, but I wanted to change them out for my own switch. So I have a bunch of these laying around. Alright, and so on top of the key goes the keycap. This is probably the bit that you all will recognize. This is where the numbers or letters or whatever you have go, and they connect through the back right there from the top of the switch. The top of the switch right there. It goes like this. Oh, I was putting it in wrong. There we go. Now it connects. And now you got your switch and your keycap. And it works. And that's where you get the noise from. Okay, so now onto my keyboard, my brand new one. This thing, first of all, this thing is insanely hefty compared to the other two. It's about 4.5 pounds of keyboard. But this is my Rainy 75 with Gateron Oil King switches and this cool keycap set that I found on Amazon. Also, with a tape mod, I did another tape mod, but I did it more successfully this time. I guess since it's my second time, it's a little easier. But this one, the switches are Gateron Oil Kings, which are these all black switches that are very, very nice to press down. And I chose those after getting one of those key testers and trying it out. So I chose these overall because I just really like them. And then the keycaps, I also, like I said, I found on Amazon. When I bought it, I was going for like a more vintage style, like maybe an old, what do you call it? Like Commodore keyboard, but I like the colors. But then also, I didn't realize that it's like juice themed or something, because I didn't realize the enter says keep refrigerated, and I didn't realize the Windows key was like a little juice box. But I don't mind it. I still think it looks good, and I don't know what this is supposed to be, but it's cool. It keys are kind of pushed in, and these action keys are kind of just forced up there, so it's a lot smaller. The bag probably has some fingerprints on it, but it has like a mirror material. Hey, you can see yourself. And this nice itching on it. This nice itching. So, I know what you're all waiting for. You're waiting for me to type on it. So, I'll give you guys what you want. Are you ready? Are you ready? So, yeah, this one makes like the sound to me is like orgasmic, honestly. And this is the whole reason I made this video, because if this keyboard didn't sound as good as it does, I probably wouldn't have made a video about it, because who would care about my keyboard? But I was just so blown away. And I gotta be honest, the Rainy 75, I paid, I think, $130 for mine. And I cracked my jaw. Out of the box, though, this thing sounded insanely good. It sounded, it used those purple switches like I showed you earlier, and it used these black keycaps, but there's also some white and gray ones. And out of the box, it sounded amazing. So the actual case and everything inside of this keyboard is what's carrying it, honestly. And I just put my own switches because I liked them a little better. And I put my own keycaps because I like these keycaps a little better. I liked how they're kind of round and they're very soft to the touch. They're PPT. And just doing all that plus tape mod, just, oh my god, I'm obsessed. I've gone to work the past few days and just waited and wanted to come home so I could start working on a video or something like that, so I can use this keyboard, because I don't know, it's so nice. But I'm not sponsored or anything. If Rainy wants to sponsor me, hell yeah, I would absolutely take that, because this is actually a really good product, I think. And I don't know, I'm just so I'm so cheesed about it. I'm smiling all right now. But yeah, that's why I wanted to make this video. Keyboards are really interesting, really cool. And if you get into them, there's so much depth with them for something so simple, you would think. And there's lots to learn, lots to have fun with, and the process of doing all this stuff is fun, which is nice. It took me like 3 hours to change the switches because I'd never done it before, and to put the tape mod on and stuff like that. But even that process, with how long it took, I just had fun. I just put on